Hi everyone, it's Helen here and thank you for joining me today. So today is an instructional video for one of my brand new dies. So this is the gift card box and exploding presents die. So if you haven't seen this before, this is what it does. So you open it up and the presents jump out. So if you blink you do miss it, and at the bottom here there's room there for a gift card, and in the die set you also get these half circles there that are going to cut those in for you to put a gift card in. So this is a requested video actually, but it was one that I was planning on making anyway because you need instructions on how to put this together if you do have this die set. So let's pop these back in and we'll have one more go before we go on to the assembly. So we load those up. So this is the box here, and then we just open them up, don't blink, and they all pop out lovely. Right, so that's going to be so much fun for whoever opens this, and everyone's going to want to have a go. So let's pop these aside and then we can get on with showing you how to make this. So this is what you're going to be needing from the box here. So I've cut these two out already. I've cut everything out because it's just basically the assembly that we're going to be doing today. So this is going to be the slidey out box, and you're going to be needing where is it? This die here. This die is going to cut out your little semicircles either side, so it's joined together by this bar. And before you assemble this box together, you need to basically just run this through again to make those half circles. Right, so let's get these assembled. This is the outside of the box. This is going to be the wrap. I'm going to use some cosmic shimmer here. Use some red line tape as well, or just ordinary double-sided tape. But if you're going to be using tape for assembling your jumping presents, then I would definitely recommend using the red line tape. Okay, so that is our wrap done, and I'm not going to have this one as a gift card box today. I'm going to put some treats in it. Let's pop that aside, and then we can just fold all these up. Really super duper easy. Okay, so just add your glue. Okay, that's the base done, so we're all ready to go now with the assembly of our presents. So I'm just going to be making the one here today. And I'm going to be using some red tape, so I need to grab my scissors, find the end. There we go. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to add tape. This has been cut at an angle. I'm going to add my tape right up to the score line on each flap. Because I've cut that at an angle, I can then turn that around, and that is going to fit on there really well. As you can see, it's tapered. So if you taper one side, just turn it over and it should fit another place. Okay, so that is everything done. So grab a bone folder, and then what you need to do is just press down all of our tape. That's going to make it really, but it's going to help with the adhesion and also with removing the backing as well. So all we've got to do now is fold all of the score lines. So the cardstock I'm using today is from Hunky Dory. It's from the Adorable Scoreable range. As you can see, it's coated on one side and it's white on the other. So on these ones here, I'm just bending these outwards. It's kind of like a bird wing. So we're kind of making a bit like an aeroplane shape. There we go. Do the same on the other one, and then I will show you what we need to do next. So if you've made these before, just by manually doing them, as you can tell, it can take some time to actually do all the cutting and the scoring. So I just love the way that you can just run the die through the machine and it's there, it's done for you. There we go. Right, so we're also going to need to cut 2 of these. I'm going to poke those holes out, we don't need those. These are for our elastic bands. Okay, so we fold those in half and then we fold them outwards to kind of make a T shape. Same on the other one. Then grab your glue and then we're going to glue these in the middle. Just going to add the glue to one side. There we go, so we should have something that looks just like that. Go, same on the other side. Right, so now we are ready. Put this glue away and I'm just going to grab my elastic bands as well. These are the elastic bands that I'm using. I got these from Amazon. There was like £3 something for the whole bag and you get quite a lot in there. It doesn't say on the packaging, but it will say on the product page. This is what it looks like. They're really, really small, and they are actually quite strong as well. So let's we only need one of those. This bag is going to last a long time. You can make a lot of exploding presents from this one. Right, so let's remove the backing from one of these. What we're going to do is just attach these together. So we're going to line them up just like so, and then just attach these together. So I want to see the score line. See, there's the score line. That score line has to be visible, or otherwise it's not going to close properly if you cover it. Okay. There we go. Right, so it should look like this now. So we have our 2 pieces joined together, and with this crease here and this crease here, this is where we are going to be adding these. So I'm going to be using glue again for that. So the reason why I've used the red tape is because it's super strong, and that is basically holding our box together. When we close our box, there's going to be a huge amount of tension and pressure on the box, so I just want the box to be as strong as possible, hence why I've gone for the thicker cardstock as well. I just think it helps with the bounce as well, using the thicker, stronger card. Right, so I'm just going to fold this up just to make sure that that does actually fold up just like that. Right, let's add the next one. Exactly the same, needs to be able to fold up nicely and also be quite central as well. Right, so I'm going to grab my scissors now. Get rid of this glue again. Grab my scissors and I'm going to cut sideways along there. There we go, so we should have a little slit there, and on the opposite side, on this side, I'm going to do exactly the same. You can slope it slightly if you want to. There we go. Right, so where's the elastic band? Here it is. Right, so I'm going to slide on the elastic band through the slit so it's joined together like that. And then what I'm going to do is slide it onto the other side, just like so. So it's going to look like that. Now this bit can get a little bit fiddly, so you may want to practice and to see how you get on with your first one. So always, you know, if this is your first time trying this, your first one is normally going to be your experiment, so, and your practice. So don't get annoyed with yourself if it gets a bit fiddly. It's a little bit like dressing a toddler that's wriggling, you know, or trying to put a coat on an octopus. So it's not going to be that bad, really, it's not. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stretch this out just like so. I'm going to fold these in here. There's a few ways you can do this. I'll take the backing off there. And then what I'm going to do is just close this down on top there. That's one way you can do it. So do that. It's going to want to flip back now. The tension's already there. So another way you can do it is just by lifting off this side, just attaching it that way. Again, you can literally do exactly the same as the front, so I'm going to do that. Let's close that down. There we go. Our box is coming together now, so we just have to put the last one in. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fold this one down, and then I'm going to take the backing off, just slide that in, press that down, and then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to open that up, grab my bone folder and just press that down just to make sure that that's stuck down properly. And here we have our bouncing box. Let me get rid of these. These are so static, they just stick to you. Try to do that to get them off. Right, there we go, got rid of them. Right, so we can now load this into our box. So there are a few things to remember with these boxes. They're not going to bounce very well if you just have the one box, so I will demonstrate. Because the tension and the pressure is not there with just the one box, so the box will be sitting in your box tray just like that, so the tension isn't there for it to bounce up. It will bounce up a little bit like that, not dramatic at all. So the more you have in here the better, but obviously don't stuff it so much that you won't be able to close the lid on it. So I'm going to put 3 in here. Actually, I'll show you what it's like with 2. That one should have popped out. Let's try that again. Let's try again with the 2. There you go. Still not so dramatic. Let's try with 3. Out much better. So as you can see, it works best with 3 in there. So I do have some chocolates. Let's grab those. Got a little tray of goodies here. It's really hard not to just eat them all. So I've got some reindeer ones here. So let's try these. So you this kind of takes away one box when you put some treats in the bottom as well. Around. So I think we could probably get away with just the 2. So it's good to just experiment to see how it goes. Let's pop these 2 in. There we go. So that is, I can feel that that's quite full. It does definitely feel like there's treats in there too. So let's open this out. There, they all pop out and got treats and a gift card in there. So that will take just the 2 boxes. And another thing you have to remember is the closer, I keep doing that. I keep headbutting the camera. Right. Where was I? Okay, so when these elastic bands are out and they're stretched, they kind of do lose a little bit of their elasticity, but then once they've taken their shape back again and they've had a chance to relax back in, they kind of regain some of their elasticity again. So the longer they've been sitting in the box, they will jump a little bit less than if they were freshly loaded. So if you can, get these freshly loaded before you give it to the recipient, and then they will get the maximum of the bounce. But even if they have been sitting there a while, squished flat, and it doesn't really bounce very much, you'll still get the bounce and they will pop out and jump up. But once that person then reloads them back into the box to try it again, because you know everyone's just going to want to have to try that again and to see it bounce again, it will bounce a lot better the second time. But that's the only thing to remember with these elastic bands, and that's going to be same for any size of these. If you've made these by hand, the same sort of rule applies, because the elastic band there has been stretched out. But once it's reshaped itself again, it will be just as bouncy. Okay, so let's get the rest of the box finished. So I just had to say that just in case you do come across any problems with bouncing. So let's get this box decorated now. So I'm going to grab my glue again. Okay, so I've manually cut these mats. So some people like an 1/8 of an inch, some people like 1/4 of an inch of the way round, so you can go for whatever size you want. So this larger one here is cut to 4 inches by 2 1/8 of an inch, and this one is cut 1/4 of an inch shorter, no, 1/8 of an inch shorter on both sides. I think the shade of this hunky dory card is, I think it's sky blue. Everything that I've used today, all the card and everything, will be listed down below, and this will also have its own project page on my website as well, so everything is going to be there and it's all going to be listed. And I've also die cut these lovely little snowflakes. These also do come with the die set here, so you get loads of little things here to decorate with, and you get this that was going to make a lovely bow. We've got some lovely shaped mats there and some nice leaves as well. So some of this can actually be used for, non-Christmas, which is absolutely perfect for any time of year. So you can dress it up however you wish, and I've got some snowflakes here that I'm going to add to my box. So you can use patterned paper for your boxes here. So I've matted those. That's from my new Christmas collection. This is the traditional Christmas paper collection. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to quickly decorate this cube here with these these snowflakes, and then I'll be right back to show you the finished results. Okay, so I've also die cut this as well. This says what's inside. You get 2 choices here of what you can add, a little something or what's inside. So I'm going to add that to here, and I'm going to put my little snowflake there, something like that anyway. So let's get that glued on. Okay, so that is it, pretty much ready to go now. So I've made this one just so that it will fit some chocolates at the bottom and a couple of these. So all I have to do now is make another 2 of these, or maybe even just the one, because I'll put some treats in there. So let's test this out. I will have to take some from my other set just to test this out. This will keep everyone occupied for a good amount of time on Christmas Day. Okay, ready? Let's pop this out. Whee! Love that. I'm never ever going to get bored of doing that. Right, so that is how you assemble the exploding presents for the gift card voucher box. I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial. This one's been quite a lot of fun, so do give me a thumbs up. So now you know how to assemble all of these together. So thank you for joining me today, and I'll see you again next time.